better. I'm so lost. What does it cost to find myself? I wanna feel better.
Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that then. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know, they coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, still listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs. You know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA. We the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers. Go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasha here with the Man Hour. Sure to head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Check out the blog section as well. We got 2 new blogs dropping here shortly in the next hour or 2. So be sure to head over there. We got a Kansas City Chiefs blog happening and a Green Bay Packers blog dropping as well. So be sure to head over there, check it out, and see what is going on. I can tell you that the Chiefs one is that they're talking about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback coaching duo in the NFL going into 2022. So if you guys have any reservations of like how that is, could possibly not it, let us know, because I'll post that on the Facebook page, on the Twitter, over on YouTube as well. Guys, it's great times over here at manhourradio.com. But today, this wonderful day, mandatory mini camps have officially begun to open, and 12 teams on Tuesday marked the beginning of minicamp for 12 NFL teams. We had the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers, Indianapolis Colts, Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Rams. That still sounds kind of weird to roll off the tongue, I'm not going to lie. Minnesota Vikings, the New England Patriots, New York Football Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, Seattle Seahawks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So as you guys know, the NFL newest collecting a bargaining agreement basically says that they could have one mandatory mini camp during this 3-phase off-season program that happens, this time of year. So there are some notable players that are probably going to be missing it. Aaron Rodgers is a pretty good chance that he will actually attend this mini camp, which is a surprise. It gives him a chance to work with some reamped receivers there. Matt Ryan is on a new team, so he definitely is going to be there, working with some of his new plays. It is hot as balls, guys. I got a fan blowing on, so if you hear the fan, I apologize, man. It is hot. But then we had the quarterback competition of Drew Lock and Geno Smith happening, so that is going to be big for Seattle as some must-see TV there and whatnot happening over the next few weeks. But then we get down to the San Francisco 49ers. What's up, Drew? I see you, big guy. Glad to see you here. San Francisco 49ers, guys, this is a very interesting team of who is going to show up to minicamp and who isn't. Obviously, Jimmy G probably isn't going to show up. He had surgery in March. The 49ers don't want him there. I don't know even if Jimmy G wants to be there, but let's say Jimmy G does not show up for camp. He is subject to fines, 100%. I see Joey in the chat. What's up, Joey? Joey says it's 95 degrees. Joey, I just got from football camp here because, it is summertime here and football starting to roll up. Our field was 113 degrees out there. 113 degree air temperature 4 feet above the ground. So it is hot. It is hot. So another notable player that could possibly be missing from 49er camp is Deebo Samuel. As you guys know, Deebo Samuel requested or demanded a trade this offseason before the draft, and that has kind of been swept under the rug. He did not attend OTAs, but he is scheduled to come to minicamp, which is a big surprise to me. So has the Deebo Samuel 49er drama resolved? Who knows? Joey says, where do you coach? I coach at Silver Creek, Joey. I'm the defensive coordinator over there. I am the person that hung a big 0 on Floyd Central last season. See my man Alpha Rob in the chat. What's up, Alpha Rob? The myth, the legend right there, Alpha Rob. But let's get into the topic of today's show. Mr. Terry Macklin himself says he is not going to attend minicamp. He wants some more Benjamins. It's all about the Benjamins, baby, and that's what he wants. He wants more of them. So Terry Macklin, guys, he has definitely kind of really sprung onto the scene the last couple seasons, and many people have him as a top 5, or a top 10, if not a top 5 receiver in the league. So Terry Macklin has said, I'm going to sit out. I want a new contract. I want some more money, yada, yada, yada. Then I sit back in my chair, my nice little gaming chair that my wife got me that I absolutely love. If you guys, well worth the $100. Freaking amazing. It's like kind of cuffed in. It's like one of those 17-point harness or whatever they're called, you know, the racing seats. Anyways, I got to sit back and thinking, and look at all this money that is being thrown around for receivers. Look at it. Devontae Adams got a $100 million deal. Tyreek Hill got a $128 million deal. It's just, what kind of money is Terry Macklin wanting? The Washington Commanders are really not a team that is a wide receiver away. They are a good team. Is Carson Wentz going to be the answer? Who knows? I doubt it. But let's say he is not the answer. Then you have all this $128 million wrapped up on a receiver that can't even get the ball. Like, when we logistically sit back and think about this, at some point, you are going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul. There's only so much money you can spend in an NFL season. So where do you start to cut that money? Because you're getting all these quarterbacks. Pretty much every quarterback that has the next deal up is going to be the next highest paid quarterback. Basically what it's looking like. Receivers are going to be the same. Running backs are a dime a dozen. So you basically sign them for their rookie deal, and bada bing, bada boom, they might sign one big deal, but then they're done after that, right? So then you start to think back and look at it. Where are we going to rob money from to pay Paul? And that's going to come down probably to the offensive line. Let's just be flat honest. The offensive line is going to get snipped. And who do you need to protect all these guys? Who do you need to protect the quarterback that can get the receivers the ball? I'll wait. Is it the offensive line? Okay. I'm asking for a friend. So it is the offensive line. So basically the offensive line is pretty much the most valuable position on the field. Let's just be honest about it. You can have a great quarterback. If he has 3 seconds to throw a damn ball, can he do it? Most likely not. Right, Joe Burrow? Right? Let's look at the Super Bowl. Wide open receiver running down the field. Nobody around within 20 yards. He had 3 seconds to throw the ball. Did he see him? Nope. Did they lose the game? Yep. Did they lose the Super Bowl? Yep. Why? Because offensive line, it wasn't getting paid enough. That's basically what it comes down to in the end. So I'm going to propose you guys this question. Play the role of a GM here for a couple minutes. Just play that role. If you have a player that is going to sit out mandatory minicamp for a pay raise because he feels like he is not being paid enough in such and such field, right? I have used this argument before. You are under contract. You are mandatory to show up. So this doesn't help your cause in the end. Let's just be honest about it. It doesn't help you. So just because you perform good for a season, I should pay you all this money? What if you perform bad for a season? Should I pay you less? Like, you signed a contract, fulfill it. Now, that could be my old school mentality coming out like a little bit. Maybe my dad's not ever let me quit anything, even though I fucking hated it, right? Like soccer. I hated it. Did I want to play? Absolutely not. Did I finish the season? Absolutely. Because I was obligated. I told them I would play. So, where do these people get off sitting out to get more money? Joey says Justin Fields will never have time to throw it. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But do you guys think sitting out will send a message to the team? to come back, right? In recent memory, I can really only see one player that truly helped. Emmitt Smith. The year, I think it was like 1995, maybe 96, the year that the Cowboys won their last Super Bowl, Emmitt Smith missed the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, and the Cowboys were dog shit. Dog shit. The minute he came back, bada bing, bada boom, they were a Super Bowl team. Name me one other player in recent memory that has been such a dramatic change for said team. You can say Le'Veon Bell. Okay. He sat out for the Pittsburgh Steelers a whole season, right? Came back, signed that massive deal with the New York Jets. Did he ever make an MVP again? Did he ever break 1,000 yards again? No? Okay. Let's think of another a running back. Zeke. Zeke missed, the first 2 weeks of the season a couple years ago. Tony Pollard blew up. Zeke's like, I got to come back because Tony Pollard's going to take my job. That's the only reason why Zeke got that deal signed so quickly. Joey says Deion Sanders. What? Who was that for? Was that for the 49ers? Because I know for the Cowboys, I don't think he ever sat out. For the Falcons, I don't remember him sitting out for the Falcons. So I don't know. Joey, so refresh my memory on that one and I'll look up the stats and see what they did because even really on the defensive side of the ball, you cannot say that one player cost you the game. On the offensive side of the ball, you definitely can. Well, I can't run the ball without my best running back or the greatest running back ever on the field, so we lost 3 games in a row, right? I don't know. When he held out for the 49ers. I don't remember that. But if you're right, that there is one player out of thousands of players for the last 20 years, right? Or 30 years, however long it's been. It's been a while. So Terry Macklin and Deebo Samuels, for all you guys that wanting to skip out minicamp and hold out and possibly miss games because you aren't getting paid enough money, you want a contract extension, you better reconsider. Yes, Terry Macklin, you are a good receiver. Deebo Samuel, you are a good receiver. Yes. But are you replaceable? Absolutely. Absolutely. Will you be replaced if I was a general manager and you did not show up to games? Absolutely. Terry Macklin, I could probably let's lump them both together. Terry Macklin and Deebo Samuels. I could easily get 2 or 3 round picks for all those guys. 2 to 3 first round picks, I should say, for both of those guys. Would I do that in a heartbeat? Absolutely. Absolutely. I would make a trade with the Chicago Bears. I like the receiver that the Chicago Bears got from Ohio State. I like that guy. He's hungry. He's a big body receiver going to go up and give me the ball. Put him on the Commanders with a veteran quarterback and a good coach with a good defense around him with a great running game. He's going to explode. You give me 2 first-round picks and your first-round pick for Terry Macklin. Take him away, big guy. Then Terry Macklin can go rot in Chicago. Terry Macklin can go rot in Cleveland, right? The Cleveland Browns, I guess they really don't have any draft picks to give up anymore because, they gave up 7 for the Houston Texans, but Houston Texans. Give me your receiver, 2 first-round draft picks. You can have them. It's just sitting out in this day and age, guys, I feel like it is completely stupid. The only reason why you are sitting out is because Le'Veon Bell set the table of I'm going to hold out for a full season. I'm going to get a big deal. Well, that big deal pretty much cost you your whole career, big guy. You probably could have won a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers if you would have stayed that next year Because that next year, who they get? They had Juju Smith-Schuster blowing up. They had Antonio Brown was still doing his thing. Big Ben was still healthy. Mike Tomlin was at the top of a coaching game. The defense was killer. They probably could have won a Super Bowl if Le'Veon Bell would have just, not been such a douchebag. So I am legitimately asking you guys, if Terry Macklin decides to miss all of minicamp, start to miss games because he does not have a contract extension paying him more and more and more, do you trade him? Or do you let that cancer sit in your locker room for a year, collecting the guaranteed money that he has? Also, Isaac will be starting all the games next year, and Winkers will be starting against Wisconsin next year also. I'm proud of those guys. So those are two high school kids that I got the privilege to coach. Winkers Wright is probably going to go to the NFL. He's a great kid. Hatfield, it is hard to make it into the league as a long snapper, so I'm not for sure if he'll make it into the league, but I do know they've been trying to work him out as a linebacker too, so maybe he'll get some reps there. That'd be fun. So let me guys know in the chat, would you trade Terry Macklin if he does not show up to camp? Joey says, yes, trade them away. Alpha Rob says they're not number one receivers. Actually, on the Commanders, I think Terry Macklin is the number one receiver. Funky Lion Fan says trading a cancer sucks. You usually don't get your return. I don't know. I mean, just because you think he's a cancer on your team doesn't mean he'll be a cancer on another team, right? Nana's in the chat. Just drop it in and say, hey, what's up, Nana? We'll be back tomorrow morning, myself and Wyatt, 7 a.m. East Coast time. Hope to see you then. We had a 2-week vacation. My AC broke. That was fun and exciting. $26,000 later. Look. Joey's laughing away. So, Alpha Rob, let's look up the Washington Commanders roster here, their depth chart, because I think Terry Macklin is their number one guy. Unless they got who's that white boy that they got? Is it racist? I say that white boy all the time. Who's that white boy that they got? Joey says, I'll be awake at 7 a.m. Hell yeah, Joey. Come on board, man. We look forward to seeing you. We'll be breaking down the NFC North tomorrow, so that'd be exciting. As my computer... who else has Spectrum? Is Spectrum like the slowest freaking internet ever? Like, I pay for like a gig, like the fiber crap, and it is just like ridiculously slow. And it's not my computer because I got a $5,000 computer. All right, so Alpha Rob, per the Washington Commanders depth chart from NFL.com, Terry McLaurin, I'm sorry, I keep saying Macklin, McLaurin, is listed as the number one receiver. Chris Samuel is number two. Jota Dotson is number 3. So, yeah. No other teams that don't think he's a number one receiver. Well, let's look at other teams that could possibly use a number one receiver. We have the Carolina Panthers. Robbie Anderson is their number one receiver, and he says that he will be retiring if Sam Darnold is the quarterback. So, yeah, the Panthers could use a number one receiver. Do the Jets have a number one receiver? I don't think so. The Giants, they got a solid receiving core. Would he be a number one receiver on the Patriots? Because the Patriots are kind of like a committee of guys to make a good receiving core, but they never have the guy, right? So I don't think he would be the guy there. Cleveland Browns, he would probably be a number one receiver over Amari Cooper, unless Amari Cooper finds Fountain with you somehow, some way. He would be a number one on the Packers. DJ Moore is the Panthers receiver, right? But Robbie Anderson says he is going to retire if Sam Darnold is the quarterback here. Let's Look at that chat here. Funky Lions fans, NFC North tomorrow at 7 a.m. Yes, sir. 7 a.m. East Coast time right here on youtube.com/man. We'll be breaking down the NFC North. The Packers, the Lions, the Bears, and the Vikings. I just puked a little bit in my mouth every time I say the Bears. But Terry, Scary Terry, as I like to say him, right? Number one receiver. Would he be a number one receiver on any of the NFC West teams? No. AFC West teams? Maybe the Broncos? Maybe. Since what's-his-face is arrested. Jerry Jeudy. He could be a number one receiver there. Let's look at the North. NFC North. Ravens, he would be a number one receiver probably. No, I lied, didn't. No, he went to the Eagles. I'm sorry. So we'll say the Ravens, say the Browns. That's about it. NFC North, Lions. So yeah, I mean, there's a handful of teams that he would probably be a number one receiver on, but beyond that, no. Funky Lion says, nice, something for me to listen to on my way to get my son off to school. Yes, sir. We will be back starting next week or tomorrow, 7 a.m. And then at the end of June, I'm on vacation. It is my anniversary. 5 years, baby. Jameson says Jerry Jeudy charges were dropped. I did not know that. That is good. Because I feel like Jerry Jeudy is a pretty good guy, and I'm not for sure what the charges were, but I feel like it was very, very shady. Like whatever it was. Me and Combs talked about it a while back, but I can't remember. Was it like something like tweeting a thread or something? I don't even remember. It was so dumb. So dumb. But guys, it is that time. I got to get to work, unfortunately. I got to get to work. We got server upgrades tonight. Really excited about that. It is Monday, isn't it? Yeah, server upgrade Monday. Exciting. So see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. East Coast time. Me and Wyatt will be breaking down the NFC North right here on youtube.com/man hour. I will update the stream so it says countdown, all that good stuff. Anyways, guys, half hour spitball session. Always good. If you guys ever want to spitball about anything, let me know. Slide into my DMs on the Twitter machine at manhour_buck. We can bullshit about anything. We can bullshit about how I got suspended for saying what I want to say. Oh, Jameson, you shut your whorish mouth now. McLaren would be a number one on the Bears, Broncos, and Chiefs? No. The Chiefs? Come on, man. He wouldn't even be on the roster at that point. Have a good day, guys. We out. I'm out.